This is Slime Boss here, and welcome back to another video, another Crazy Cat podcast thing. I don't know what we're doing anymore. I am joined by my co-hosts, Hylian, Hero, and Gamer Bro. My brain is not ready yet. So today we are going to be talking Zelda movie. A few weeks back, by the time this video comes out, we had the announcement from Nintendo themselves, or from Miyamoto's mouth, actually, that they are producing...
This is Miyamoto.
This is Miyamoto. I always find that really funny.
This is Shigeru.
He did that with the Mario movie too.
Yeah.
This is Miyamoto.
It is not Miyamoto. You know
Mario
damn
movie.
well it's not Miyamoto.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was like the intern
Like
typing it, but
yeah.
Miyamoto was like telling him
No,
what to
he's
say.
like-
Like this is
He's
Miyamoto.
like, okay, it's 6 a.m. Must log on to X to post my message.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are getting a live action Zelda movie, by I think it'll just say Sony, the Sony Pictures, but we are getting it from a director by the name of Avi Arad, and if you don't know this director, he has worked on hits or misses, and those being the original Daredevil Marvel movie before MCU was a thing. He also worked on Hulk, The Punisher, Spider-Man 2, yes, the Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2, the original Fantastic Four and the new Fantastic Four, or not the one that's not out yet, but the second one. He also did Ghost Rider, which I believe is also Marvel, Spider-Man 3, Bratz. I don't think he was the director of Iron Man 1, but he worked on it.
That's the odd one out on the list. That's the odd one out on the list.
Iron Man?
Bratz.
Oh, Bratz, yeah.
Yes. Bratz. It's a really
I think
random
there
one.
was another Punisher movie that he worked on as
Didn't he?
well.
Didn't he also work on Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2?
Yes, he
thought he
worked
did.
on the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 as well. He also
And
worked on...
I thought
Sorry?
Spider-Verse? I thought I saw Spider-Verse too.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
I'm going up the list here.
Sorry.
Yeah. He worked on Into the Spider-Verse. I don't think he worked on Beyond. Or whatever the second one is. I forgot what it's called.
Across.
Across, yeah. Ghost in the Shell, and then Venom and Morbius. So, as you can see, we have...
That's a thing? Or is that coming out?
What? Morbius?
Oh no, Venom. Oh, I thought the
Yeah.
movie title was Venom and Morbius. I was like,
No,
the sequel's gonna be
no,
Venom and Morbius?
No.
I was like, no way.
So we got some hits. We have like early Marvel stuff that's not Marvel Studios, which again are hit or miss there itself, and then we just have Bratz. So
That was the best one.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I can't wait
so-
for I can't wait for Superhero Link.
we can either have a Morbius Zelda movie or an Into the Spider-Verse, which God pray we get an Into the Spider-Verse Zelda movie.
Yes.
We also have the confirmation that Wes Ball is going to be a part of the team as well. I can't remember. Is he
He did the Maze Runner movies, and I think
Kingdom of the Planet of the
the
Apes?
Planet of the Apes movie or something like that that's coming out pretty soon.
I want to know what
Kingdom
he
of
is.
the Planet of the Apes, yeah.
What he is though.
What he is,
So he's-
filmmaker, visual effects
he's-
artist, and graphic artist.
I don't want to say he's like a relative unknown because obviously the Maze Runner movies were pretty popular, but it's like...
Oh my
what
god.
an
I'm sorry, no,
interesting
he's-
choice.
He's a director and
He's-
producer.
yeah, so he's the director.
according to this.
Yeah, and then
I love
who's
His
Avi
filmography on
Arad in
Wikipedia.
this situation? Are they both directors? I don't understand.
maybe let me see. Avi Arad, and let me go to his filmography. Let's see. The Legend of Zelda TBA. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's. Oh wait.
Oh, he's the chief creative officer.
Okay.
He founded Marvel Studios.
Oh. Wow.
With Kevin. Right?
That's interesting.
Evan.
Wow.
Not the Fortnite Kevin and not the Mario Kevin.
Also, I just like looking at like Wes Ball filmography. Maze Runner, Scorch Trials, Maze Runner, Death Cure, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
people like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm not personally a fan, but
And the Maze Runner ones. So
The Maze Runner ones are... okay. They're
I wouldn't
not.
know.
They're well filmed movies, but they're not great books. So they really couldn't be great movies.
Yeah. So that's not. It's
This is true. I
unfortunately
guess it's
not
true.
like the case of the
If you
movie.
don't like the
It's
books, you
the
probably
case
won't
of the
like the
book.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a
If you
person
like the
who
book, you'll probably
reads
like the movie.
Hylian, you're the only one out of us that cares about Harry Potter and
Hey,
Hunger
I have a
Games
big
and.
Hunger Games, Harry Potter, Maze Runner, Divergent little like
Wow, you're a
stretch in my
normal
early high
kid? No
school.
way. That's crazy.
Thank you. That's the first I've been called normal.
I didn't have friends, so there you that should tell you.
I only I don't have any in-person friends since moving, so it's okay. But I like having online friends. So it's fun.
So the interesting wrinkle with this Zelda movie announcement is that we all knew that Zelda movies were coming. I think we're pretty confident that a DK movie is coming by Illumination.
I mean,
So
yeah,
we
Mario and Link
assumed
are Nintendo's poster boys.
we
so
assumed that Zelda was coming eventually, but we thought it was going to be animated. But no, we were getting live action, and I think this, like, I think with Mario, we were like,
there
okay,
was
this is at
the
least okay because it's animated. Like, how if it's not bad, at the very least, it'll be okay. Like, I don't think
we
in
know what
any
live action
universe,
Mario went.
yeah. So
We
we
know how
already
live action
know
Mario went.
we already know that at the very least it was gonna be okay, and we actually end up getting better than okay, but because it was animated, it was gonna be fine. Like we were
I
okay.
don't remember.
Then when we saw the cast, we were like, okay, what are we doing here? But then it turned out okay. Like we were fine. I think that we had extra anxiety because of the cast, but we were fine. This time around, it's a little different because it's live action where. I mean, anything can go wrong. Again, these guys have a hit or miss track record, so it's like, okay, are we putting our trust in Nintendo because the Mario movie was so well received, or are we starting from ground zero and we're worried all over again?
The crazy thing is, even if it technically isn't a good movie by today's standards, it's gonna do well anyway because it's a Zelda movie. So it's
Yeah.
gonna sell well anyway. And
See,
I'm hard
Go
to
ahead.
dislike movies, so I'll probably love it anyway, just because I like the games.
Yeah, because you like
Everyone could
She-Hulk.
be like,
You're very
it's
easy to please.
I am. There's not many things I
See,
dislike.
Loki
I mean,
was a masterpiece. Moon Knight was a masterpiece. She-Hulk was a cash grab.
it's not my like top 3, but I still like it. Like my top 3 are Loki, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel, but the other ones are
This Marvel's alright.
like pretty
It's
good.
not offensive, but anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
I
it.
see it in two ways. It's like, yes, we should be very afraid with how this could go because obviously it can go very south very fast. But we also know how much of a death grip Miyamoto has with his IPs when he's given full reins of like how it's developed.
Mhm.
In which I'm like, I don't really see how this makes it to theaters with Miyamoto not 100% backing it.
And that
Yeah,
I could see the
we
pulling
could
the
hear
plug
this
on this movie if it doesn't
announcement,
go well.
and then a few months later, like Nintendo could just say "fuck you, we're out." Like they could
Literally.
easily
Yeah.
do that.
Like Miyamoto is always there's that one quote, I forget how he said it, but he was like, he believes it's fine to delay things to make sure they're the best of quality, which is what happened with the Mario movie. They delayed it because they wanted to
But
work
I'm even
on it
saying
more.
if he doesn't believe in it, he can just cut
So
it. Like
yeah.
I
yeah.
would not be shocked a year or two from now
He
if they're
is
like,
in
hey, it's
charge.
not going well. It's gone.
Yeah, he's in charge. If he's like, this isn't going, like, we'll scrap it. Maybe we'll come back to it another time. Let's just work on like the Donkey Kong movie or the Mario movie sequel for now or something. Like,
Mhm.
just go for that.
Yeah,
Which
Exactly.
those will be easy because Donkey Kong movie will probably also be Illumination again. But
yeah, of course.
More than likely. I think animation's probably going to be sticking with Illumination, at least for the time being.
I remember, by the way, because you mentioned like we were surprised about live action. I remember, I don't know if it was rumors or speculation, but a lot of people were saying that Studio Ghibli was going to do the Zelda movie.
No,
but
I
think
think
that
it
was
was
just speculation.
I think people just they were thinking
We're
like
hoping.
the only way that we get a Zelda movie if it was made by some sort of animation company is akin to Studio Ghibli, and Ghibli is like their dream studio, but like even Ghibli is they're probably just like Nintendo, and they're probably like, like they don't want to like.
I don't think they would have taken on the
Yeah.
project as cool as it would have been.
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. So my question to you guys now is who do we actually not who do we think? Who do you want Who do you think is the most safe option for Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf? Are three heroes,
Oh
heroine, and
gosh.
villain that are more than well. I guess we could not see Ganon. We could see Ganondorf. We could see Ganon,
Also,
which
It's
again
gonna
he
it's
funny
gonna
might
be
thing.
Ganondorf.
he would
I
have
don't
to
know
have a
why.
voice actor anyway. So who do we think
Random
we
thing.
are?
Random thing I saw. I saw this funny joke around. I was like, watch them whitewash Ganondorf. I was like, bruh. I was like, bruh, they wouldn't
He's
do
not.
that.
Oh yeah, he is. Well, he's tan, not necessarily
He's
black.
he's Gerudo.
He's
Gerudos
Gerudo.
are dark
Gerudos
skinned.
are
Yeah, but
yeah.
if
Dark
even if
skinned.
they
Yeah, they're
cast
not
him as
white.
a white person, he's gonna be green. He's gonna be like green,
Well,
I don't
that's
think he's
true.
gonna. Yeah,
unless they get like a Middle Eastern big buff man, which I
but
don't know who
that
that would be.
the thing is, it's for
Middle
me.
Eastern bodybuilder.
I don't have any expectations for who I want to play these characters. For Ganondorf especially, I don't care. Please cast somebody that's actually
I
intimidating.
I had
want
a
to see
few
that.
ideas. I did
Mhm.
think it'd be funny. I don't know if they would do it necessarily, but because her name is Zelda Williams, it'd be interesting if they had her play Princess Zelda. But
She does
I'm
not look the
I'm
part. I love
thinking
her.
I'm thinking she's gonna get more of a cameo at least, just because like her name, she was named after the princess, and I think it'd be funny if she had a cameo.
Yeah,
She'd be like
they
some random. She'll be some random Hylian
Randium.
citizen that they like come across. So random, there'll be some random like Hylian citizen that they come across. She'll just be
Yeah.
I
like,
could see that.
"Oh,
She
Link, you got to go save the princess." Or
is she even like
It's like,
an actress or is she just?
oh yeah,
She
she's
does-
done some
Yeah, she
work
does.
on movies. Yeah, she has a. I think she has a movie coming out soon that she was directing. But
Oh, directing.
I think she's
okay,
done. She's done some acting too, though.
My
Not a
big
lot, but
hope,
she's done some.
my big hope is that whoever they cast as Link is an unknown. I do not want Tom Holland. I do not want a big A-list actor. Give us somebody who we can see become Link, not that's Spider-Man playing Link or something like that.
You know who I
Yeah.
pictured was, for some reason I pictured Elijah Wood as Link.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I don't think that'd be a
but
terrible choice, but it's like you hear Sony, your first like instinct. Oh, it's got to be Tom Holland. Oh, it's got to be him. He was Nathan
I
Drake.
literally
in Uncharted.
saw-
He's Spider-Man.
I literally saw a tweet. Like the first tweet I saw after the Zelda movie announced was, "This is who has to play Link," and it was a photo of Tom Holland. I was like,
No, here's the thing. It's like Link usually is between the ages of like 11 and 12 and like 18 to 20. So it really depends on what kind of story they take this. Like it could be a child or it could be like a teenager. And obviously Hollywood likes to go into the 20s for teenagers and that's fine. I'm not saying
because they look close enough.
Tom Holland isn't too old for the role, but he's too famous for it. And I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
could see Nintendo gunning for him. I think that'd be a mistake because
I don't know why
they'd
people
have to
think
work
that.
so
Well,
much
see,
harder.
But that's why
Because
some
it's
people.
such a
That's what some
meme
people
right
said about
now.
Chris Pratt, though. That's what some people said about Chris Pratt in the Mario movie. They're just like, oh, well, they just need someone recognizable so that people
He's
will
a-
watch it. It's
The thing is, though, they did that. Like, they got all the A-list actors. They didn't have to show up on screen. They were just voice
That's true.
actors. So
I
it was a
mean,
lot
Jack
easier
Black
to
as
make them
Bowser
be
was-
believable.
You say that Nintendo, like
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
Nintendo's first option, like one, like we know. But I feel like that was a meme thing since even before the Zelda movie got announced. Even if it
It's
was
always been.
animation, it was a meme, and so I think just because of that fact alone, Nintendo won't go for Tom Holland.
I hope not.
And I don't think he fits the role anyway, just because I don't want to see him blonde.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think, like what blonde actors are there, like, or even if it's someone like, I mean, they can always have an actor dye
Again,
their
it
hair.
could
'cause
it,
some
it
actors
can
do
be
that,
someone
but-
that's more well known, but just not like instantly associated with a character like Spider-Man. That's like
So I guess no Elijah Wood.
even like
because everyone's gonna be like, hey, look, Frodo Baggins.
yeah, or like even like something like Michael Cera. No one's gonna say like, oh, that's Alan from the Barbie
Michael
movie,
Cera as
or
Link.
Yeah.
or
But no,
was
my-
he was in what's it called too?
He was in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, like no one's gonna say, "Oh, that's Scott
Yeah.
Pilgrim." Like even if it is a A-list actor, just someone that's not recognizable for being like a caricature.
I saw this.
guess.
I saw. Wait, what was the? No, never mind. I'm trying to think of like actors that would like. Who else is there? Like if they're going on someone who's naturally blonde, I'm trying to.
I really
blonde
want
actors
an
are there?
up and comer. I want somebody who's on the younger side, who's not necessarily extremely new to acting, but hasn't like had like a really huge role. I want them to come into it and just become Link, just in case this becomes like an actual franchise. Because that way,
Yeah, like
they
you don't have
they
anybody
can-
particular that you could think about?
I'm not a movie buff. I really don't know many actors and actresses. There's only
and I guess
for Zelda, there was like this news article going around that like Hunter Schafer, she was in like Euphoria, she's in the new Hunger Games movie. She would want to be Zelda, and I'm like, she's pretty, she's blonde, she could do it.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good actress.
also, yeah, Zelda could be either, because Zelda's had so many different hair colors. Because you've had the brown hair Zelda, you've had the blonde Zelda.
Exactly.
I mean, like
Yeah.
like they could do either one, because
Link has
Zelda's
had
hair color always
blonde
changes.
and like pink.
Breath of the Wild is brown. Breath of the Wild is brown, brownish brunette color.
It's like a platinum blonde.
It's like I'm looking at pictures of
dirty
Hunter
blonde,
Schafer, and I'm
kinda,
like,
yeah.
she's a little bit, I hate saying it, a little bit like smaller than I'd expect Zelda to be, but she definitely, the face is believable.
I think
me look
what
her
we
up.
kind of have
I
to
could see
decide
that.
for this is
I
that
could see that.
Hunter what?
Hunter Schafer.
Hunter Schafer. I could see
Hunter.
that.
Like she's very pretty.
SCHAFER.
She definitely
Oh.
could be
Mm.
Zelda.
Oh, especially this photo of her. Go to Google Images. Look at the third image. That photo, especially, I could see that.
Yeah.
That she looks like Zelda in that photo. I could see that.
Why is the
like
first
I
perfect.
photo
100%
just
could see her
instantly?
doing it.
I've never heard of this person. I think
What
it could be
She's
fine.
she's known for Euphoria, and now she's gonna be in the new Hunger Games movie, which is how
There-
I know her. So
There was
shocker.
another
She's got
tweet
the
I
eyes
saw.
for it too.
I don't
I could
know.
see
I don't know
that.
why I forgot his name. The guy that plays Peeta in Hunger Games and played
Josh Hutcherson.
and
Josh Hutcherson.
and yeah, Josh. I saw some people say he would be an interesting choice for Link.
he's,
like, also,
he's
he was
too,
just in the-
he's too
He's too old.
Yeah,
well he's too
But
old
also
and
he
he's
was-
too wide and
Mm-hmm. He's too
because
built.
Link's a skinny guy. He's not a buff dude.
well, he's
and also
not
he was
buff,
just in
but
the
like he's too wide and like kind of short, I guess, like stout.
And he was
I
just
guess.
in the FNAF movie. He was just in the
Yeah.
FNAF movie too. So then everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, it's him from FNAF.
Yeah.
It's him from Five
But
Nights at
it's-
Freddy's."
I don't know. My perspective is for the supporting cast, Zelda, Ganondorf, everyone else. You can give us as many A-list actors as they want, as long as they're believable. I really want to see somebody new play Link, just so we don't have like they were Spider-Man, they were this character in this IP. Like, let them have
Yeah.
a chance to not be compared to their other roles.
I know that this kind of goes against that ideology, but what do you guys think about like Drax for Ganondorf?
Oh, Dave Bautista. Oh,
Yeah.
that could be cool.
I could see that.
Or
Dave
and
Bautista
again, this
is-
also goes against it. But what about Grant
Sha-
Gustin?
Shaquille O'Neal. Oh,
We both know
Grant
Grant.
Gustin for Link.
Yeah.
who?
He's too old. He's very handsome. He's too old.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Flash.
maybe not. I did
Like,
see
maybe-
some people. say, "What about Timothy Chalamet?"
No. No,
Because he's-
I'm sorry.
Timothy
No.
Chalamet.
Nah,
No.
For
no,
Link?
no, I don't want to see this guy's fucking face anymore. I
No, if
I
this was,
literally had
like-
to sit and watch 3 hours of this motherfucker in the most boring ass movie ever. I don't want to ever see his fucking face. I'm not watching
If it
Wonka
was-
for that reason.
If it was 2013, 2014, we
Wow.
were getting this Zelda movie, 100% would be behind Grant Gustin. He's a little old for it now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's not anybody else specifically you guys want to talk about and regarding who,
I'm looking up new actors, but I don't really know.
it's kind of.
I just want to be surprised.
we could also talk like again like what's her name?
Austin Butler
Peach.
is fairly new, but
He's too built.
Who's what's her name? I'm blanking on her name. Peach, Queen's Gambit.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, she would be also a great Zelda, but the problem is that she's in the Mario movie, and that would be.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be funny?
So-
Wouldn't that be funny if she played both of Nintendo's most iconic princesses?
That would be a choice.
Again, she would fit perfectly as well, but it's
I
just
think she'd do a
unfortunate
great
that, yeah.
job.
Hey,
I really do.
so I just mentioned Nintendo. Hey, so yeah, you played Peach in the Mario movie. Would you like to play our other iconic
So,
princess?
I think what they kind of chose for the Mario movie, and I think this is like it's like who fits this version of our characters the best, and like Bowser, for example, the version that he plays in the movie is this goofy, still kind of powerful dude with a bassy voice. That's Jack Black. And so I don't think they're gonna have like I don't think they had like a traditional like, okay, everybody line up, let's do not rehearsal, what is it called, not the trials, what is it called
Auditions?
yeah, auditions. I don't think they have that traditionally. I think that Nintendo has a list of actors, and then they ask them if they would like to play, and then they like allow them to like audition themselves.
This reminds me of the Sonic movie. The Sonic movie, there was that leaked list of like people they were going to consider. Yeah. And I remember Chris Pratt was going to play what's his name, the main human character from Sonic at one point, because they had the poster of him like this, and it was Chris Pratt, and then they changed him to James Marsden.
So in that case, like I'm imagining they're trying to see who looks and feels like Zelda, and even again Anya Taylor-Joy could fit that, but if we're thinking like, okay, so Peach is like this badass version of Peach, like what version of Zelda are we expecting to see? Because if we see like Skyward Sword, she's a more timid, like not knowing who she really is type person, and the other Zelda has like, or the Breath of the Wild Zelda has like extreme turmoil, like bad relationship with her father, but she's more of a techie girl, like, or a sciencey girl. So like, what sorts of actresses not only fit the mold of Zelda physically, but also because Anya Taylor-Joy is just a badass princess, period. So who's gonna be like this more sciencey kind of daddy issues type of girl for like a Breath of the Wild incarnation? It sounds like a joke, but that's what I assume Nintendo's trying to look for.
For me, it depends on what story they want to tell. If they want to create their own story but still kind of be in the Breath of the Wild kind of environment, which I think would be smart because that is their most widely played iteration of the characters. Mm-hmm. But I also could see them playing it pretty safe and being like, okay, we're gonna retell Ocarina of Time story with just a bunch of new information.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying that they'd like to see Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask, since those stories
I'm hoping they go for a completely unique story with no pre-established Link or Zelda. I can see it being very safe. They go Ocarina kind of like the Mario movie Princess.
I think it could go like one of two routes. I don't think that they are gonna be doing Breath of the Wild. I completely don't think so. I think that's too out there, especially it's too open. Yeah, well, literally. But I think
also that's the obvious choice.
I think Ocarina is the most safe. So again, like I said, I think it could either go Ocarina or this new story, and I think that this new story is going to be along the lines of the Mario movie, because with the Mario movie, you can kind of slot in different games, right? You can slot in like Mario Brothers, and then Super Mario Brothers, and then like you can kind of see like where things start to meld into this unique story. And then you also have Mario 64 thrown in there. They take different elements from different games and curate a wholly unique story. And so that's kind of what I see as well with this, is that they could curate some different stories, but like it won't be beat for beat. Oh, Link wakes up and has to talk to the Deku Tree, and Navi's there, and like I assume what they're probably gonna do is again a similar thing where Link is a child at some point in this film. Not necessarily, they may not have him as like the lead Link that we see the whole time, but he might be a child. And then they take elements from Breath of the Wild, where like maybe he was asleep for 100 years, or or
Zelda's researching.
Zelda's researching, or
researcher or something.
It's just something along those lines where they take different elements from other. And again, like I said, there's no way in hell that they pull like a Skyward Sword movie either, because it's like, again, that's too out there. You have to be like, okay, well, this is we already have this original movie kind of standardizing what the Zelda movie is. Now we can move into more the out there.
Even though canonically Skyward Sword takes place first, because it was before Hyrule even existed.
So it's like if we ever got like a sequel that still has the different iterations of Link and Zelda, then I could see like a Skyward Sword or a Wind Waker.
I don't think they're gonna go with a pre-established game, just because that really limits the sequel potential, just in case the movie does well. It's like if they do Ocarina of Time, they are going to be like, okay, let's make a sequel. We obviously have to do like Majora's Mask or something like that, or we have to completely switch up the casting, switch up everything, and start from square one with the new Link and Zelda. And that just seems really counterintuitive.
That's why I said with an original story, they're going to want to pick
one they can stick with.
Yeah, and that's why I said with an original story, that's when they get the backstories in there a little bit. Like Link is a fairy child, and You know, Zelda
Yeah.
has some relationship issues with her, you know, the royal family or something. Like they start off with the child version of these characters to throw the bone to Ocarina of Time fans, and then it becomes just it'll basically
Yeah.
become an average Zelda story, I
And
guess, if
like
that's
they
for
they,
lack
they
of a
could have
better
like
term.
and kind of like what the Mario movie did. They can have like other characters who have appeared throughout different games in the series, kind of maybe
Yeah.
appear in the story
So
somewhere at some
that was
point. Like
actually the
you
other
could.
question that I had is
Oh yeah.
what characters do you want to see in this movie? What characters
Oh,
have to be in there other than Link, Zelda, and
may I
Ganondorf?
may I start? May I start? This
Yes.
has to be Beetle, please.
Yes.
Beetle would be so freaking funny.
Cast
Beetle.
Adam Sandler as Beetle.
Oh my god.
Yes. See, the side characters would make sense to be like bigger named actors too, because it's
100%.
like
Yeah,
they
I
only have to
always
tell
love
you-
that when you have like
they-
okay, like some people like whoever Miss Marvel's actress is, like you don't know. I don't know what she
Yeah.
was in before, and then like obviously
Nothing-
it's a Marvel
the-
movie, so you have all these established characters. So like I always find it funny when you have a movie with a no-name actor or actress, and they run into like Adam Sandler as some random character, and you're like, why are you in this
Yeah.
movie? And it's just so fun.
Yeah,
And
like
it's like
the Marvel
that.
was-
I always a picture like I think it's like some Disney show, and I think it's like Jessie or something, and she turns around and she goes, Adam Sandler, why are you here?
He's in everything.
Dude, that reminds me. There's an iCarly episode in the original one that Jack Black was in, and I was like, Jack Black?
Yeah, well,
What?
it's even
I was like,
funnier
what are
when
you
they're
here?
just a character in the world. It's even funnier when they are.
I
And
know.
when they're just playing as
Why-
themselves, it's a different
No,
kind of energy.
You know what that reminds me of? You know what that reminds me of? The first SpongeBob movie with David Hasselhoff. It's like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What? Where did you come from?
Yeah,
All right.
no.
Sure. Oh, or the third one that had freaking like Keanu Reeves in it.
Yeah,
When he
I
was a
think that was supposed
tumbleweed.
to be a callback to that for sure to David Hasselhoff.
I was like, I remember laughing when someone was like, Keanu Reeves, what are you
Yeah.
doing here? And then Snoop Dogg also appeared in it briefly too. I was like, what?
Yeah.
All right.
So
I
don't know,
also
there's
would
not really-
love.
what
there's
what
not-
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd also love. I don't know if they would be able to work it in the story, but if they could somehow get Midna in there, please. Midna would be so
I think
cool.
they
No.
would save
I don't
that
know.
for
I
like
wish.
a Twilight Princess centered storyline.
If they ever
Oh,
did it, which
God,
I
I
don't
hope-
think so,
I hope that we
unfortunately.
get
Like imagine if we
If
had an
not-
original Zelda story, and then like the next movie, we now get a revival story, and like that's when they bring in like I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
when,
Or it'd be
um,
interesting. Like, what's another fun? Oh, Groose. Groose is a funny character from Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think.
Again,
I
they
do
could
think
repurpose
Impa.
it so that they have like a goofy character, and you're like, that's
Yeah,
gross.
the problem
Oh,
is
yeah.
there's so
I think it'd
many
be Beetle.
story-centered characters like Beetle, Tingle could be there, Impa, but outside of those three, it's really hard to bring in a character because they're usually only in one game.
Mhm.
And then if you bring them back, you're kind of like
No,
explaining
Happy
you're
Mask
kind of in that
Salesman.
world.
the Happy
I
Mask
mean,
salesman.
again, like I said, you
But they
could
were only in
And
that one
you
no,
little
could
and
section.
get
bring
this,
them back
and get this,
as
and get
like
this.
Link's like bully from high
get this.
school or something.
Have-
like it's just like he's not
have
important to the
Miyamoto
story, but
himself.
he's a reference to what Groose was in
Sorry
Skyward
for-
Yeah,
Sword.
but
Have-
then like the timeline implications. I know
No,
those
but
don't
get
matter
this.
to Nintendo, but still.
Have Miyamoto himself play the Mask Salesman, since the Mask Salesman's design was based off Miyamoto.
I
And then
swear, if he
Miyamoto
doesn't,
honestly
if,
would
if
be
Miyamoto himself doesn't appear in one of these movies like Stan Lee,
He
I'm
needs to
gonna
be.
riot.
He needs to have
I
a
know.
cameo.
Like, think about
he
it.
needs
It's
to.
like what they did with Charles Martin in the Mario movie. He played Mario's dad,
Yeah.
and he did the Jumpman. He played Jumpman in a
We
couple
need our
scenes.
Stan
Like,
Lee.
do that. Also,
Yeah,
that makes me
literally.
wonder. Does that mean like next Mario movie they're gonna have Kevin Afghani make a cameo now? I wonder.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, we'll see.
I wonder.
I mean, we could never know because like so far Kevin Afghani's in 2 games, so until we see like the next game, like they may recast him
Yeah.
immediately. So
Yeah.
because like that's what they did
Very
with
true.
Sonic. Like it's very all over the place with Sonic. So is there any other
True.
specific characters that we want to see and who we want them to be played as? Also? Like who do we want to play as Tingle? Who's Tingle in our? in
Adam Sandler Beetle. I gotta agree with.
Adam
That'd be too
Sandler for
funny.
Tingle as well. We just give him multiple roles.
No.
No,
Who's like a
it'd be called
scrawny
The Legend
fat
of Zelda
man?
moving featuring
Wait, I know a perfect Tingle.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito. I remember when everyone said Danny DeVito should play Wario. Let's just have him
He's
play
also
Tingle.
Wario, yeah.
Or No, that'd be funny. Danny DeVito as Tingle.
A new question. If you guys don't have any more characters, a new question kind of popped in my
I
head.
was gonna say, just because I love him, Prince Sidon from Breath of the Wild. Sidon.
I mean, we don't have to have
I would
Sidon
love Sidon.
himself, but like a prince with that same demeanor that's in the Zora domain, like.
That's true. And make sure, and oh, again, you got to make sure he does the
Yeah.
ding. His little. I love that.
So, my question that kind of came to mind is, again, this is live action, so we're obviously going dark fantasy with this. So what, like, are we thinking like Witcher? Are we thinking like Lord of the Rings? Like, what are we kind of seeing with the way that the world looks? Because like I've seen so many different. I've seen so many different interpretations of this. We've seen Smosh. I know that was a joke, but we've seen IGN, and they all have very similar like brightly yellow Lord of the Rings style like sets and stuff. And like, man, I hope it's not all green screen, because Lord of the Rings is like that kind of high point for special effects, because a lot of it is real, and very seldom do they actually have green screen. However, they also have monsters in Zelda, which means we're going to have giant, unholy, probably terribly looking CGI monsters. And I'm hoping that they look good. I don't know how well Sony's track record is with CGI.
Nintendo can give. Well, Nintendo also has a huge budget to make really good CGI monsters. So
it's true.
Well, so does Marvel, and they still choose not to.
Marvel's a little in over their head right now. That's
have you not? Their most recent stuff has had fine visual effects.
Fine. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. We don't do fine. Like
Pokemon does fine.
They looked great. I should say. The most recent stuff have looked great, like Guardian.
I agree with you.
That was great stuff.
It is not okay that this company is doing this to Game Freak. They're whipping them like they're like God. It is terrible.
Is it Pokemon Company that's doing it? I thought it was like Game Freak.
No, Game Freak is not responsible for why we get new Pokemon games every year. Well, yes, because they make the game. But Pokemon Company is for sure in the background telling them that they need to have a game every year for merch specifically. So
I was gonna say, like, literally, that's the thing they fund off of most is Pokemon merch. Like, you have the money to let them make better games, or at least look better. They don't,
and they choose not to because like, Game Freak doesn't have enough time.
Pokemon's literally the highest selling media franchise in general, like more than any other media. So it's kind of
sad.
Anyway,
so yeah. So like, how do we expect this to kind of go? Like, are we just expecting these CGI monsters and they're gonna look fine?
I think they'll look good. I think I could see like a Lord of the Rings style thing, especially like maybe toward the end when there's always that big battle scene. They gotta fight through the monsters, and then you got to get to the end to fight Ganon or Ganondorf.
I think that is what I'm most worried about, is because if it was an animation film, we could have some badass like fight scenes, but like, how much can you really do with, assuming Tom Holland is Link? How crazy can we have a I never in a million years could I ever imagine a cinema level movie having a boss battle like the end of Tears of the Kingdom. Like, there's no way in hell that we have a Tom Holland character fighting this massive beast that has 5 weak points. Like, no, it's impossible.
And I think it'll just be more down to earth. It'll be more like the Twilight Princess final boss, like horse riding. We could definitely in a field, final battle, kill Ganondorf.
We could definitely have like again, spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom, but it's been like 6 months. How have you not played it?
Yeah,
it's like
if you haven't at least seen it at this point,
there's like a hand-to-hand like sword style combat, which I could perfectly well see. But again, like you can't not have like the Great Deku Tree or some sort of unrealistic like characters that are in the I'm gonna
say the Deku Tree. I think will be there too. I feel like because the Deku Tree's always been like a very prominent character in Zelda.
What are like common enemies like Octoroks and like
Bokoblins
and
I would love even a few like I'd even love to see like a tougher one like a Lino appear in there somewhere. That'd be kind of cool.
I can't imagine
they're from Breath of the Wild, but it'd be cool.
It's gonna look bad.
We'll see. I agree. That's combat's the thing that's gonna be like we'll see what happens when we actually
course.
get trailers and stuff. I'm not hype. I'm
do
not
think that-
expecting a lot.
You know, like in Marvel, it's like you don't often really see that much actual combat. With Spider-Man, you see a few like fist fights, and that's so easy to do. But like you never ever see like I don't I'm actually worried about what's his name, Nexus? No, what's the Galactus? That's his name. Like how in the world are they actually going to translate that to live action? It's like so like if we had a normal fist fight like they did with Thanos at the end of Infinity War, that's like realistic, right?
If they even do Galactus.
Yeah. So it's like again, I can see
It's
that
gonna
with
be Kang.
Ganondorf,
I
but
think
we know if
it's already
Link,
gonna be Kang anyway.
if Link does end up going to dungeons, he's gonna fight some sort of bosses, and that's gonna seem a little ridiculous to just have a sword fight with.
I don't think they
also-
focus
you know.
on the dungeons. I think it's like a montage kind of thing.
I was
More or
gonna
less.
say
I think
wonder-
that they
I wonder if
definitely
they're-
have to dive into that adventure aspect because if anything, Zelda's more
Yeah.
known for its adventuring than Mario is, so they definitely have to dive into that.
like dungeons in gaming were kind of popularized because of Zelda in a way. Like Zelda was like the dungeon explorer, like ultimate dungeon crawler type game.
Like there has to be a scene where Link opens a chest and he just sings the song just because it's funny. He's like da 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 da.
Yes.
da, 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 da.
So there's definitely going to be a dungeon scene, which means he does fight at least one boss before Ganondorf.
Oh, you know what? This made me
in
think
some
of
fashion,
when
right?
you're. This made me think of when you fight the one Stalnox in Hyrule Castle and Breath of the Wild to get the Hylian Shield. I think that'd be cool. Like if he wants the Hylian Shield, he has to get through a boss. Like maybe he
Yeah.
fights it and then it's like hanging. It's like guarded or hanging or in a chest somewhere, and then he gets that, and then he goes off to get the Master Sword, unless he gets that first. But
Again, like I said,
like
how are we gonna have these big anime fight scenes? It's not gonna happen. Like
It's not going to be an anime fight scene. It's going to be
big
underwhelming, probably.
Stalnox, and he uses his arm ability and he grabs the eyeball out, and that's it. It's over.
I feel like it's really hard to tell because like we don't know like how much they're gonna go with this. Like they really could go crazy with the fight scenes with
Yeah.
like they might find like people who are really good at like choreography and
Oh yeah, we're gonna
you know,
get some pretty good sword
doing
fighting
that.
scenes for sure.
like,
We will get those, like with choreographers and stunt doubles. Like we will get those, but again, like I said, I'm worried about the big monsters and stuff that Zelda's known for. That's all I was gonna trying to make the point about.
yeah.
Right.
We'll see like how they manage to somehow do that. I'm sure it'll. I feel like there's gonna be another case where we had our doubts about certain things in the Mario movie, but they ended up actually being really good in the end. I feel like that's another case. Like we're having our doubts about it,
Oh,
but it's gonna
man.
be like
That final
It's gonna
battle
be
in
great
the
when we
Mario
get there.
movie, like there's no way Zelda can top that. Like when they just literally
that final
just-
battle was pretty sick. Dude, the chills I got when they got the star, and even in the music, you hear the do 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 do. I was
Yeah,
like,
there's
oh,
like-
dude, yes.
There's no way that they can like top that with Zelda. It's
Also-
like da, da,
and he-
da, da, da,
and-
da. Okay, stab him in the head.
and-
Great, good job.
And
you
even the
did it.
part where it started at the wedding, which by the way, there you go, they're mixing in other games by referencing Odyssey there. But
Mhm.
like even when it started there, that was just cool.
Mhm.
So like
It's
I
like-
could almost if they're kind of using their a similar style to the Mario movie, I could kind of see them maybe having something like that.
All right. As the last sort of thing, any sort of like stupid off the wall wild card predictions. I'm gonna start because I'm gonna show you how off the wall we can really get. All right, we're getting a Zelda movie, right? But it's not a Zelda movie. Nintendo is going to go off the walls crazy. We're getting a Zelda multiverse movie. And what this means is that we're not going to have a traditional
Oh.
storyline. We're just going to have a bunch of different links all together. And they're all going to fight one massive Ganondorf abomination. And and it's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. We're going to see every single Link incarnate. And the original storyline comes from why they have to come together and fight Ganondorf. And it's going to be crazy. All in live action.
That is quite a
won't
prediction.
happen, but I like it.
Maybe
Wild
in
card
like a
prediction.
future movie. I don't know if they would do that for the first one, but maybe
No,
in like a
it'd
future
definitely
one
be
they
a
would
game
definitely.
first if they ever did a multiverse thing. It'd
Dude,
definitely be a game
Dude,
first.
oh my god, don't even say that. If they did that with a Zelda game where you can like pick from all the different links, oh that'd be sick. And like imagine they each have different abilities in their respective games. Oh, that'd be cool. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe some sort of use of an ocarina. I feel like even if it's not Ocarina of Time based, they would probably put it in there somewhere just because it's like Just the
I
ocarina is such an iconic thing in Zelda now.
I just want to see Zelda being a badass. I do not want to see her get kidnapped by Ganondorf early on. I don't necessarily need to see her fighting alongside Link the entire movie. But like pull a Wind Waker, pull a
She
Twilight Princess,
Oh
and
yeah,
have her be a badass at the
oh yeah.
end.
I don't think
Like
she
Jaden
will
said,
be a
like
badass, but I think
researching.
that again she could have a second personality. Well, not a second personality, but she'll do something, right? She won't just
Okay,
be
Moon Knight.
idle and
So
just
she'll
a
be Moon
prick.
Knight.
Like
She'll
not
be
like
Moon
no
Knight.
no 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 that's not what I mean. But I think that she'll have some other role, not just being Princess Elegant. Like she'll
Yeah,
have something to do other than again I don't think she will be a badass because then that'll be too similar to
I, I
Peach.
I could
But
see
she's
the
gonna do
research thing you
something.
said.
Yeah,
I could see her like
researching,
she's like a
obviously maybe
scientist
being
who
like
works
the
on a lab.
reincarnation of the god or whatever. She'll have a primary role here, and I don't think she'll
But
be
then
kidnapped.
but
Like
then she also has like a big role in like she'll give Link like a lot of his like magic abilities or something, or be able to research stuff for him to be able to use or something like that.
Hmm.
Like he won't be able to defeat Ganon or Ganondorf
without her.
and like without Zelda's helping him out, like that kind of thing. Like yeah,
I
she'll
can see
definitely
that. That makes sense.
like she'll just be over in like Hyrule Town
It
or
would be
wherever
definitely a
the place is
twist
gonna
if all
be,
of
and
a
just
sudden like Zelda pins her down, or Zelda pins Ganondorf down. Link fights him, and then Ganondorf sees what happened, like sweeps her legs, and she falls
oh,
over, and then
I'm glad you clarified Ganondorf. I was gonna say
and then Link goes to take the final blow. His sword flies out of his hand. Zelda grabs it and stabs her in the head instead.
see,
Zelda gets the
I was
final
gonna say I
blow.
could see her like
And
like
that was The
she'll be
Legend of
like
Zelda, and then credits roll.
I could also like see her like at like in the background while Link's fighting, kind of giving him like some magic abilities, keeping him strong, helping him out, and then like you said, yeah, the final blow I could see that, especially because she could like do something really powerful, and also I wonder if they'll do an end credit scene like they did in the Mario movie. I mean, if they plan on doing a
It would
sequel, they
again. It
probably
would be
would.
very subtle, just like
Yeah.
Yoshi Egg. Like what is like I don't know. What could be the post credit scene here? Like
Um,
I will
Sheik,
I
Zelda
will
turning into
revive
Sheik.
you or something, or like if Ganondorf has like a what's the word, like an apostle, like it's someone that's underneath him that revives
Apostle,
him.
yeah.
Um,
You know, it'd be an interesting one is
like
Zelda
I will
turning into
revive
Sheik.
you. Yeah.
That'd
I
be
don't know
kind
if
of
they're gonna do
interesting.
that now. They could, but again,
I
if
like
it
an
was
end
an
credit scene.
Ocarina of Time story, then I would definitely see that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean like an end credit scene. Like if maybe that was like an ability she learned in her research or something, was how to like
Mm.
shapeshift or something. Um, I also was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh man, why is this always happening to me? I was gonna say and then I forgot. It was something to do with. Oh my god, this is gonna drive me crazy now. Dang it.
Are you wearing an Amazing Digital Circus shirt?
No,
What are you wearing? I just see
it's
the
Taco Bell.
oh
It's Taco Bell for some.
I just saw the
Um.
triangles and I was like, is that Dementio or like the shape lady from Amazing Digital Circus?
Oh man, what is? I can't believe I forgot because it's gonna drive me crazy, and I'm gonna forget by the time we end this video, and I'm not gonna be able to actually say it. I just had it in my mind too.
Well, if it comes to
Oh,
you, then we'll let you talk. But for now, I think that we've covered all that we wanted to talk about regarding the Zelda movie. So I hope you guys
kind
enjoyed.
of.
I mean, well, as much as we could remember. Well, we hope
Come
you
on.
guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and of course, join our Discord, join the Patreon. All that link is in the description below. You can find us all on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. And yeah, Matt, you remember what you were gonna say?
I man, I wish I had said it when I wanted to. I don't even remember what the. It was something to do with like the games or something, or one of the games, or I don't even.
Multiverse or Zelda being
Oh
powerful.
no, okay, this was good. This was gonna say. I just remembered. They have. I don't know where they're gonna do it, but somewhere in the movie, when like Link gets his like first weapon or something, they have to say it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. They have to do that.
That
It's
would
too
be a
good
good
not to put
reference
in
as
there.
well.
That classic Zelda reference. Oh my gosh. Also, just like Mario movie, have lots of Zelda remixes in there. please.
Oh
That'd
yeah,
be-
for sure. The score is
and-
gonna
and
be
again,
amazing.
obvious.
even if it's
Obviously.
not, and if it's not based on a particular, and like again, from all the games,
And I
from
think
original all the way to Breath of the Wild, do a bunch of songs.
I think Zelda's music is kind of perfect because it would fit well to a cinematic rendition. Unlike
It's already
Mario, where it's like
orchestral. A lot of
do
it,
do 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 do, like you can't like make that cinematic. So like Zelda
a
could
lot of
very
it's,
much be cinematic. So
and the Mario one didn't need to be cinematic because it was happy and joyful and it fit anyway. But yeah, Zelda
Yeah.
already has a lot of orchestral music anyway, and a lot of intense music, so it already
Yeah.
fits.
all right,
So they'll
well
just pick some from throughout the series and go off that.
yeah. All right, well that should do it. That'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.